Hello and welcome to another episode of My Life in Film. Today we've hit 1992. We're starting to get to the list where it becomes harder, so without any further ado, here is the top 10. In at number 10 is FERNGULLY, The Last Rainforest. Much like a lot of the movies on this list, we start by looking at movies I would have watched in my childhood. This one was a big part of my childhood. I saw it at school when you're doing all the conversations about deforestation. It is a lot darker than it needs to be for a child, but it is also very important and is one that you could go back to and enjoy any day of the week, and has seen to help inspire movies such as Avatar. So, number 10. Number 9 is Hard Boiled. Remember when I said I like mindless, crazy, big, over-the-top action movies? We're back again with yet another one. This time we have John Woo's classic, with some of the most ridiculous number of bullets, shoot, 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 non-stop, and an amazing final sequence in a hospital. Now for the biggest ones I haven't seen, we have Death Becomes Her. Strange that I haven't seen it, but hey, we got Sister Act, A League of Their Own, Unforgiven, The Player, and Basic Instinct. I know most of the iconic scenes in a lot of these movies, but just never actually got around to seeing any of them. It will be changing soon, mark my words. And at number 8 is Beethoven. Another strange choice, goes back to my childhood. Seeing that lovable, clumsy St. Bernard saving the day is one of my favourite movies. Everybody gets a good laugh. We actually have an amazingly good cast in this movie too. And how can you not love the big fella? He's just so cuddly. Same about the sequels. We won't talk about the sequels. But again, a childhood movie I adored. And from one dog to the Reservoir Dogs, and at number 7. Tarantino's starting to make his impact on these lists. There'll be a few surprises along the way, but Reservoir Dogs is still one of the greatest thrillers of all time, having one of the most iconic scenes with the stuck in the middle with you moment, and has a great cast. So it's just one of those you could put on and just get into straight away, and starts to show the early signs of just how good Tarantino really was going to be. Films I didn't enjoy, only got a couple here. We like to be a bit more controversial, but we'll start with Memoirs of an Invisible Man, mostly because I'm picking the directors I like, and this is one I really didn't like from John Carpenter. I think it was Carpenter. And the other one is Wayne's World. Again, we have this trend that I just don't like comedies. Makes a big appearance here again. And at number 6 is Candyman. I like the Candyman movie. The first one I think is exceptional. The sequels go right downhill. Tony Todd as the Candyman is truly terrifying. And it also does play into what I like in a horror movie. A bit of a ghost investigation movie. So this is everything I enjoy in a horror movie. I am looking forward to seeing what they do with the remake. I'm not going in expecting greatness, but I just want to see how they handle everything. Number 5 is Porco Rosso. We're back to the Ghibli again. Yes, this is going to be making a list quite often. This one is one that I don't see many people talk about compared to the heavyweights of the genre. And for me, it was just one I found really enjoyable, about an outcasted fighter pilot and this love affair that he went from. It is very interesting, a lot more entertaining than a few others that get a lot more reputation, but it is also a bit more grounded in reality, apart from the big twist. But everything else works. Number 4 is A Muppet Christmas Carol. What can we say? The Muppets are here. Christmas Carol's a classic. This works really well. Gonzo and Rizzo tell the tale And there we are, with Michael Caine turning up singing songs as Ebenezer Scrooge. The only complaint I will always have about this movie is not actually about the movie itself, it's that the current copy has one of the best songs cut out of it. That was Disney's choice by the sounds of it, but if you can track down a copy with the original song, it adds a lot more emotional impact to Ebenezer's decision making and change that he has to go through. And it's weird watching a Muppet movie where Kermit isn't really the main character. He probably is on a par with Gonzo and Rizzo, which was very strange. But again, it worked. It understood how to be musical on any other level. Number 3 is Army of Darkness. Talk about a change in tone. This is the third part of the Evil Dead franchise from Sam Raimi, the franchise that has appeared once already, and well, I wasn't alive for the first one, so maybe we'll go back in time eventually. This one does go full into the campy comedy area and shows him having to deal with more than just fighting his hand, fighting a double, and miniature versions of himself, as he has to work through a medieval environment to survive. It is also one that has two very, very different endings, which tell a completely different tale, which I think are fantastic to see, and led to plenty more things happening in this franchise. Also, Bruce Campbell with God. Number 2, Raising Cain. Bit of a strange to pick here, but I am a big fan of John Lithgow, and in this movie he plays a man who starts to unravel his mind, and he has an invisible friend, basically is telling him to do bad things, and through the movie we see all these different things that he starts to do, and all the evil that could be in him. If you think Split without knowing everything, this movie is everything for you. John Lithgow is so underrated in this performance. It is one of the best of the year by a long way, and I could just watch over and over again. But number 1 is one of the top 5 movies, in my personal opinion, of all time, or my personal favourite, shall we say, A Few Good Men. Now everybody knows the iconic courtroom scene with Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise arguing, but it's actually the revealing of all of it, slowly unfolding the truth, which again keeps this movie on edge. Tom Cruise isn't the most likable character in this movie. It's all about Demi Moore's character being good, but Tom Cruise having a plan, and he comes to show a better light by the end of the movie. But courtroom dramas are always a big plus for me. I like watching a lot of them. This was and is my favourite of all of them. So, what are your favourite movies from 1992? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll see what we have in store for 1993. Thank you all for watching.